here we're going to get into the strategy portion. So we got the reasons. I think you all understand. Yeah, you should do it. Why not? The strategy is you will have done already work on your target audiences for your businesses, correct? You all know kind of who you're talking to, or at least have an idea. So you continue to take that particular audience, and then you help yourself. You say, okay, is this audience older or younger? Is this audience men or women? Are they beginners? Are they intermediate? Are they experts? Right? Because that will help inform the type of content that you all create. It wouldn't make any sense for me to have a children's channel and be using all types of big languages that the babies can't connect to, or to use like very just PowerPoint presentations in my YouTube videos because they can't read yet. So that's going to help inform the type of content that you create, no matter where you are. And one of the things I hear a lot, especially from Sean Cannell, he has a wonderful channel called Think Media. He says that the biggest area ever when it comes to people doing things is the beginner area. So I want to encourage you all that you do not have to start teaching people who understand at your same like wavelength right now. You can go back 3, 4, 5 steps and teach that beginner person, or you can teach that person that was you in the beginning when you didn't know what you were talking about and you were just interested in getting started. So you do not have to talk to people who know exactly what's going on. You can literally talk to somebody who woke up this morning and said, I want to do this, and help them kind of navigate the path that you're on right now, but just faster. Does that make sense? Yes. Wonderful. Okay, so define that particular audience and figure out how you can speak to them that best actually relates to what they need to be able to accomplish. And then, this is probably the most difficult part about your YouTube journey. It's going to be setting clear expectations and goals. Too many times, people start YouTube channels in hopes of getting monetized by YouTube. No shade, Debbie, but there are plenty of ways to be able to monetize your YouTube channel without YouTube giving you $3 every 2 months. Okay? So your expectations can be different outside of monetary value. Here are some expectations or some goals that you can kind of set to kind of help you, guide you on your decisions for how you internalize the progress that you've had. All right? And this is for each video as well as your overall channel. You can determine it, set expectations for this video. I want to have at least 50 website views. I want people to actually go to the description and look at my website. I just want them to go. If they sign up, great. But I want them to go and check in. I want to make sure that people are getting to the point in that video where I say, go to my website. It can be email subscriptions. Sign up for my email list. It's right down below. I'm going to share X, Y, and Z. You can track over time how many people actually signed up. You can do fancy things with links and see if they clicked it from that YouTube video to be able to do that particular call to action. Sales. You can run a YouTube campaign to where you're literally telling people what to do and they can purchase something, and you quantify that by how many sales you made from that particular video. Comments. YouTube subscriptions. But those are certain things that you all can say, this was successful to me because I got 10 new subscribers in 2 days, right? To see how effective it is outside of just looking for money. All right, so, and then simplifying your production setup. I know a lot of times YouTube is a place that can be very intimidating according to how things look aesthetically. I'm more encouraged by the content that I see that does surprisingly well with zero thought put into actual production. And I don't know about you all, I like to watch awesomely bad movies on Netflix. Then can anybody think about a reason why I would watch awesomely bad movies on Netflix? And I watch the whole thing too. I suffer through it. I suffer through it because they're on Netflix. They got through it. I don't care if the storyline is terrible, if the production is horrible, they can say that they have a movie on Netflix. And here I am, not doing stuff because I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like, right? So do not compare yourself to anyone. Get it out there and at least improve over time. Because they're awesomely bad movie, they at least have the process down for how they can put another awesomely bad movie on the platform again. It might improve, but at least it's done. It's done is better than perfect, okay? So simplify your production setup. Literally, if you have an office or a house that you can record something, just clean up the back, put up your camera and talk. I don't care if you don't have a mic. If it's quiet enough, there's lots of technology out there that can help you with the sound. I feel like sound is like, I would say sound is like 75% of it. If you sound good, it's great. The production quality, people can forgive it as long as you're giving good information. So if you have a recording area, that's saving you a whole bunch of time. I have a desk, I have camera set up, whatever, and I can sit there and I can just go. And then the editing workflow is gonna be something that helps you. I know a lot of people get bottlenecked at editing. If the reason why you're not producing videos because you don't like to edit, go ahead and raise your hand. Because it's no longer an excuse, okay? There are simpler ways, and I'll suggest another software that you all can look into just a little bit later, but there's some people who don't edit at all. I've seen videos of people who literally get on Zoom, press record, say what they need to say, stop recording, and that's their video.
I just repeat myself 7 times.
See? Robin has a strategy of repeating herself 7 times until she feels like the flow is natural. But let's just be clear that as soon as you start out, everything is going to be trash. Everybody say that with me? Everything is going to be trash, okay? And you got to get over that. And when you first started cooking, it was probably horrible. If you continue to improve, hopefully it's better now. But a lot of things that you first start out, you're not going to be good at, and we have to get over that. So get out the trash, get out the things that are not great, but still, I'm sure you're still providing value, but just produce. Let's go. Okay, next thing, batch create. If you're in a good mood, if you have your setup is nice, and you're feeling great, why would you only record 1 video? Or if you've set up all this stuff and you purchased all this equipment and you rented out a studio and you got people to come, you're like, no, I only want to record 1 video. For what? You're wasting time. If you're having a good hair day, you know, having a good hair day, everything's, the kids are acting okay, you know, they're out of town. Do not waste opportunities to create more than 1 resource. So put some time into it. Think about what you want to create and batch create. I would say 3 to 4 in a setting. If you can, Jen does some crazy stuff with the podcast. What's the longest run she's had so far? The 30-day podcast. But she had a session one time where she recorded like a crazy amount in one day. You remember what that was?
Yeah, she did like 10 in one day.
Yeah. Hours. She stayed at the podcast studio all day and recorded 10 episodes. Now, you don't have to do that, but you see how important it is, because 10 episodes is, I believe you all release weekly, correct? 10 weeks. 10 weeks that you can either re-strategize, relax, start a new project. But I would say at least if you can do 3 to 4 in one sitting, that will help you tremendously. So you want to ideate. Thumbnails are going to be key and important when it comes down to it. So thumbnail work, everybody has different opinions. If it's your face, fill the frame. They need to see your face. You can put some text there if you want to, but thumbnails, there's a lot today. Script, record, edit, schedule, post. When it comes to batch creation, you want to kind of do everything in a similar timeline to release the stress of you having to do it 4, 5, 6 times over time. All right? Okay, engagement and analytics. Engagement and analytics. When it comes to engagement, look at what people are commenting on your post. It's very helpful. One of the things that I'm constantly getting is a video that I did on Clips. If you're an iPhone user, there's an app called Clips on your phone. I did a video tutorial on that 2 or 3 years ago. It's my highest viewed video, and I have yet to take advantage of doing another series on Clips. It's my highest viewed video. People thank me for it. If I go on my analytics today, it's still the most viewed video on my channel. And I haven't sat down to do it again, to give an updated version or to give more tips and tricks. I need to listen to what my audience is liking and asking for. So don't discredit what people are gravitating to. All right? And then, so things for your analytics is views, comments, click-through rates. Click-through rate is related to your thumbnail. It's people who are seeing your thumbnail and clicking on it because it looks interesting. That metrics is saying people are interested in what your picture says and actually watching your video. So sometimes that click-through rate, you kind of want it to be a little bit high. The average is about 1.2 or something like that. But this is where you experiment with different thumbnails to see what people gravitate to pressing more. So that's a process. All right, I'm almost done here. Okay, and then when it comes down to it, there is repurposing content for different platforms. You have your YouTube video. You have a video version. Depending on the format that you've done, you have an audio version that you can immediately turn into a podcast, okay? Then you can clip up the video version and turn it into shorter form that you can post on social media. You can take the same information from the video and turn it into a written format, be it a blog, be it a carousel, be it quotes, okay? And then you can turn those same things into infographics, sharing step-by-step process of what you've done. Okay, so you can use all of that information. I call it the learning styles. You all can tell I'm a teacher, yeah? So the learning styles, you have people who want to read. You have people who want to listen. You have people who want to watch. Creating content in those at least 3 different formats helps you be able to reach a wider audience. Okay, and then let me see what I have in here. Then I will take any questions. Okay, great. So I explained a little bit earlier that YouTube is not just a quick money grab. It is a hustle to try to get monetized. As Debbie can attest to, I have over 1,000 followers. What I do not have is the watch time. I am stuck at like 2,700 watch hours because the way that YouTube does it, it's each day that time passes, the day before's watch time drops off.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That's not fair.
So all of the views that I got at the time where I released that video, every single day that passes, the people who watched that day before, I lose that time. Until I literally have a video that takes off over time and a lot of people watch it en masse, will I be able to reach that 4,000? Or I could just try to get 10 million views on a short. So here is a way that you can monetize immediately off of YouTube without dealing with YouTube. It is the offer that you have within it.
I think you need a cat or a dog and have it in your videos.
I don't like animals in my house, right? So here's the thing. You can, like we talked about that customer journey earlier, you can literally add information in there telling people exactly what you have for them to offer. And if you would like more information on such and such, go to the description below and blah, 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 blah. You follow them right into being able to make a purchase or at least having an additional conversation with you without waiting for YouTube. So Debbie, you can do things like that, be it photography, saying if you want us to come and do one of these for your home, do X. And that is a way that you can get a lead generation or be able to get a sale without waiting for YouTube to say, we got 20 cents for you.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just tell you this really quick. If everybody goes to Instagram right now, if you have an Instagram profile, I've made an additional video explaining some more information and a couple different ways that you can create videos. If you go to Abby Teaching Afar, then I want you to open up the DMs for me. Let me know when you all are there. Abby Teaching Afar. And when you have the DM open, let me know.
Sorry.
Okay, in the DM, you're going to press YT24, no spaces. YT24. Hopefully this works.
Say again?
YT24.
Yeah.
Yep, I just sent it. Okay, that's an additional video I did late last night. Sharing more information with you all on the types of videos that you can make. And also I'm doing oh yeah, my watch is buzzing now, it's coming through. At the end of it, there's an offer for YouTube Jumpstart. If you all want to have an additional conversation with me on how you can get jump started, since you all are present here, if you literally need me to come and record for you, those are opportunities that I can do as well. Are there any questions? Yes, please.
Thank you so much. I got to learn more about YouTube in this short time that I've known over years. I want to ask you though, you mentioned that you had a video that had so many views. I want to ask why, what is keeping you from following up and doing the follow-up videos to that video?
To be honest, sometimes I need to make sure that it's something that I want to do. So I will take my time to ensure that it's the type of content that I want to continue to produce. I can say now that I love tutorials. I love to teach. It's wonderful, but I want to make sure that it's a limiting belief. I want to make sure that I can deliver it in the best way possible. And to be honest, I just haven't sat down and strategized. I don't like doing things willy-nilly. So what I will do is I'm going to sit down and probably create a 4-part series, breaking that same process down from 2022, I think, for 2024, and then having an offer within it, be it another workshop or a course that they can take. So sometimes I get in my own way from the processes that can be taken advantage of. So for me, honestly, I think a 4-part series on clips that leads people to a longer form course that they can guide through, or a masterclass or a live workshop, that would make me act. Yes, ma'am.
Means a lot what you're saying about like getting to know as to what you want to do. Because in my case, I have a podcast. I don't record myself. Like, I enjoy the fact that I can record my podcast without, fixing myself up and having to record myself in video, I mean. But I always wonder, like, am I missing out not doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say yes. There are other ways that you can get around it. So there are people, of course, who use the podcast, the audio version, put a thumbnail up, a picture, and are able to post it. But since you have such a great social media presence already, it'll be great if you can just literally crop into it and have people interacting with you a lot more. So there are some people who want faceless channels or people who don't like to be on camera. I'm not saying that you're missing out, but there is opportunity when people can connect with you more. So I go places. Happened to me 2 weeks ago. I went to Spinneys for my weekly shopping. I can't stand shopping, but I went and somebody's like, I follow you on Instagram. And I was like, hello, how are you? So it's just more opportunity to be recognized if you wanted to. But it's just a great way for you to continue to share your wealth of knowledge and people be able to connect it to you. Anything else? Well, say you gotta behave yourself everywhere you go anyway. It's happened to me before as well. Years ago, I was on a plane. Somebody goes, excuse me, are you Abby teaching afar? And I was like, who are you? So I was like, being online sometimes it gets a little weird because people recognize you and you don't recognize them.
Yeah.
But just be friendly.
Do you think that here in the city, it's much better than YouTube than Facebook?
I prioritize probably both of those platforms because YouTube helps me feed more information to Instagram. I think what feels better is being able to have a conversation with you all. Like, I don't know, it was very affirming for that was an automation, but it was very affirming that I had additional information to give you all and a video that you can watch that's on my YouTube channel that hopefully you all will check out. But having more information for people to see is beneficial for your business. So for instance, you said your Colombian swimwear. Never heard of that before in my life. If you say, oh, no problem, here's my Instagram, and your Instagram led me to a YouTube video that told me more about Colombian swimwear and why it's special and significant, I'm like, huh. Right? So it's an ongoing conversation without you having to be present. You're cloning yourself pretty much for all of the questions that people could possibly ask you.
But sorry that I'm
No, you're fine.
questioning myself. I'm not very, let's say, comfortable with the camera, but do you think that it's better to start on Instagram rather than YouTube, or go ahead?
Other way. Because
Better to
the
go on the YouTube
absolutely. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you can speak for longer. Right? You're forced to
But
get.
people are not willing to spend a lot of time watching videos, you know?
Remember what we said earlier? You just literally got to get the trash out. Just get it out. But getting in front of a camera, speaking for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes about whatever you have to share, and being able to use that content for social media instead of going the other way around gives you more leverage to keep sharing. If I made, so it would have been a lot more tedious for me to stop recording every 60 seconds for what I'm recording right now versus the almost 30 minutes that I have that I can review and take out little bits of what I've already said. So going from long form and breaking it down into short form gives you more information to share, shows you areas of improvement, and then if you wanted to, you say, I really like what I said here, let me make a different short form version of that. But you have a resource to already use as your guide for what you want to share for social media. No problem. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
What are some options if you want to be faceless or not have your face there as much?
Thank you for that question. All right, faceless channels. Literally, you can, there's top down areas where you can just, if you have a product and you want to be able to show something, you can just show your hands, or you can literally just use like a PowerPoint and just have that on the screen, and you can notate and dictate from that particular area if you choose to remain faceless. So because video is video. Video is literally just moving pictures. So if you have something that you can share and you can annotate, sometimes I use my iPad and I'll circle things and draw stuff and zoom in and zoom out. If that's the type of product or service that you have that you can explain on a presentation, that is something that you can entertain as well.
Thank you so much for very insightful information. I've been pushing videos content so much because I'm, again, not very familiar and confident on the camera. You mentioned before Vimeo. What is the difference between Vimeo and YouTube? And
I feel like Vimeo is more for, like sharing videos.
Or searching.
But
Like, nobody's
I use
searching on
Vimeo
video.
to hold all of my videos. It's like a storage place for me. And it's also then for conferences, for example. If I film a conference, I send that through to the client and then they can review it because they can give a...
because you can kind of make catalogs and things with that. It's kind of like a final production delivery system as well, but sometimes it comes up in the search engine. So if it's just for promotional materials and things, definitely use YouTube. If you are packaging something up to deliver to a client or to deliver to somebody, Vimeo is an option. Yes, please.
So, I know when I watch YouTube, like, it loses me after a certain point. So is there, like, a time that you should be looking at, the length of the video or something like that? Because I'm very busy. I want somebody to get to the point, but that's just me.
I have two answers for that. One, pay attention to that because that helps you determine how the pacing of the videos that you're doing as well. I don't want to limit anybody for a time frame because I've made videos that are 2 minutes and I've made videos that are an hour long, and I'm just like, I'm intrigued that they're still watching. That's interesting. I also watch everything on 1.5, 1.75, and 2 times speed because I don't want to say that I process things quickly, but I need you to get to the point. And my brain triggers, so it's like, you need to pay attention to this. So I watch faster, but that's not everybody's superpower. You can create different lengths and see what your audience is responding to. If you notice that, because there's also a retention rate inside of YouTube, where they say a lot of people lasted only 30 seconds. You say, okay, did I get to the point quick enough for them to keep watching? If you have a video, they watched 3 minutes out of 5. This is great. So you're looking for that retention rate. There's literally a graph, and it will show you the drop-off rate that people do. So over time, I would say release a number of videos and just see where people stand. And it's from those videos where you're having them be longer. You say, what did I do different? Because a lot of times, so you've seen videos, hi everybody, my name is Abby and I live in the UAE and then this and that and then this and that and then this and that. And nobody knows why we're here versus saying, I'm gonna give you 3 tips as to why you should start a YouTube channel today. And I've seen people get directly to the point. You can introduce yourself later, it's fine. So I would say, if you're worried about people coming off, get to the point. I've seen people literally say, 10 things you should do to start a YouTube channel. Number 1, blah, 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 blah. Number 2, blah, 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 blah. Because if you're busy, tell me exactly what I want to hear, and if I need to come back, that's great. Yes, please. 1 and 2. 1.
Okay, so would you recommend if I have a business, I have a coaching business, so do I make a channel based off of what my coaching business is, or should I make it more on my personal brand as to what I am and what I do?
Good question. So I'm gonna say that in two parts as well. You can have a personal brand YouTube channel, that's great. You can kind of define what you share on there. And then specifically for businesses or people that have products or services, you want to tell people why they need this, why they should participate, why they should do this. And then you sell them the how. You literally say, this is why you need a morning routine. This is why you need to go walk every day. And you say, and you want the solution. You're presenting to them the why, and the solution is, get more information about my coaching program. And you can share more information about yourself and why you've been so successful and why it's been so transformative. But you literally lead them to the how that helps hopefully create a lead and a sale. You're welcome. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to ask you, is there any software we can use to take notes from videos?
That's a loaded question because I have a few answers. You want to take your own notes or you want to?
You know, sometimes you want to learn something.
Mhm.
You see that the video is 25 minutes and you don't want, what's this?
Can you
something to take me,
please, it's a yes and question. So there is a plugin on Google. I just can't remember the name of it right now. There's a plugin for ChatGPT on Google, and I have my computer here, so I'll share it with you all. But you can literally click a button, and it takes the entire script into ChatGPT, and you can prompt it to say, "Give me 5 tips," or "Give me 5 keynotes from this video. Give me 5 takeaways," and it can do it for you like that.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
I love that.
Actually, even without the plugin, I had like when somebody was asking me I commented something and somebody was asking me for the physical research behind it. So I went to this WebMD and I copied the whole presentation and the whole research, put it into ChatGPT, give me the summary in plain English language, and what are the points and I even clarified. Does that mean that this causes this and this and this? And he said yes, they say that this and this and this. So even the type of questions that you want to do, you can use even without the plugin, just ChatGPT, copy, paste, summarize, ask them to
That's
do
one.
whatever you know.
And this particular plugin takes the transcript. So when we can't get to the actual transcript, this is what it does. But if you have the research, you can definitely plug it into ChatGPT and get your answers.